Dear ladies and gentlemen, allow me please to share with you some biochemical and medical statistics. The quantity of adrenaline and endorphins in the blood produced during FIFA World Cup games by the average viewer is 400% more than the same produced at any rock music concert or in the cinema or on TV. Unfortunately, we know very well the medical diagnosis: football heart attack. Indeed, the viewer pulse reaches the level of 160 and becomes the same of the player, and the blood pressure comes to the level of 240 millimeters. As a result of this impact, after 1995, 40,000 people died worldwide watching football on TV. We're getting to a better world in both cases, being upset or too happy. The proportions are almost 50-50. But good question today: why, after getting such a terrible info, we still going to bestow today outstanding Samuel Eto'o and outstanding institution Fair Network with European Golden Medal of Tolerance, after our great laureates, the King Juan Carlos II, for the peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy in Spain, and the presidents of Serbia and Croatia, Boris Tadic and Ivo Josipovic, for the reconciliation achievements on Balkans. Today, we really have strong reasons. Allow me again to continue with some statistics. The number of FIFA World Cup average TV viewer reaches 2.6 billion people, which is even bigger than Summer Olympic Games with 2 billion viewers, Commonwealth Games with 1.6 billion, Winter Olympic Games with 500 million, and Cricket World Cup with 350 million watchers. The TV auditorium of Oscar ceremony in 2014 was 44 million people, and the total one of the 5 biggest in history rock concert was not more than 12 million people. Second, sports in general, and football in particular, symbolize the cooperation of individuals to achieve one goal with respect of one's opponents and with respect to the laws and rules of the game. This is what tolerance is all about. Tolerance is not an indifference. It is based on competition, but also on cooperation, on trust, but also rules and legislation. Third, football speaks a universal language which crosses cultural and linguistic borders. It provides unparalleled emotions, inspires joys and sometimes grief, and is a passion for billions of people across the globe. Fourth, because football has an extremely important educational dimension, especially for the younger generations. As in many activities, football has heroes and anti-heroes who can generate either positive or negative inspiration. In December 2013, Nicholas Anelka used the so-called Kinel gesture, an inverted Nazi salute invented by racist and anti-Semitic French comedian Dieudonné. Anelka's gesture immediately became an international news story and one of the most searched terms on Google globally. But similarly, a football player can deliver a positive message, like that of Samuel Eto'o, and of course, the institution which we call Fair Network. Ladies and gentlemen, to become a hero, it is not enough to be a successful sportsman, a man who simply enters the playfield and performs at a high level. Heroes are people who care, who devote their life and talent to a good cause. They are those who care not only about their personal performance, but also use their popularity to seek change for good, to help poor and needy children, to support peace movements, to give strength and hope to disabled and sick, to fight racism, anti-Semitism, and other forms of intolerance. Only such people are the true heroes of our societies. Such heroes and positive examples become even more important in a time when we can no longer pretend that intolerance is a marginal issue in Europe. Quite the opposite. Hate is becoming legitimate again. Islamic radicals target Jews. Racists call for a war on Islam. Extremist MPs sit on the benches of parliaments. Coupled with this is a failure of immigrant communities to fully integrate into a fabric of Europe. These immigrants are met with suspicion partially because of xenophobia and racism, and in part as a result of Islamic fundamentalism. Breaking this vicious cycle requires a concerted political and social activity. Football is not out from these obligations. It has to be part of the effort to promote tolerance in wider society. It is done through personal engagement, national and international football associations, NGOs, and social programs. The message must be strong. Hate, racism, xenophobia, and anti-Semitism must not be tolerated in the stadiums and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, Samuel Eto'o plays today in Italy, and Italians have a saying that macaroni should be long and speeches short. Very sorry for my not so short speech, but we have a serious subject today. Let me finish by saying that ECTR wants to support the effort of all these people and organizations that are constantly struggling to improve our society and its beloved sports. We do not want to waste the enthusiasm and positive messages associated with this medal ceremony. We want to build further upon it. Therefore, our organization, in cooperation with Fair Network, is preparing a special ECTR program for promoting tolerance in football. The key principles are engagement, education, legislation. The ECTR program is to be conducted in close cooperation with the Fair Network member organizations, the European and global football family, and civil society groups, with the aim of combating racism and discrimination at all levels of European and world football. The program should culminate in activities accompanying the FIFA World Cup in 2018 in Russia and 2022 in Doha. We want to ask top footballers and coaches to join our initiative, with Samuel Eto'o as a our ambassador. Your voice needs to be heard loud and clear. The program foresees also an active role of football authorities, civil society organizations, good practices, education, and legislation. As a president of the ECTR, I invite you all to join our effort and support our project. Success of our cause requires a broad coalition of people of goodwill who can transmit the message beyond the stadiums to billions of people. And finally, dear Samuel, do you know what kind of name you are given by your football fans? They call you the Hunter, because you are a ruthless finisher of any chance to score. As an ECTR ambassador, I wish you to be the hunter of neo-Nazism, religious radicalism, racism, and anti-Semitism in sports, as well as all your partners, supporters, and fans worldwide. Thank you.
Dr. Kantor, thank you very much indeed. Now, there are a lot of screens dotted around the orangery here. If I could ask you to turn towards them. We have the first of our videos this evening. The subject, one that Dr. Kantor has spoke about there, intolerance in football and how to handle and hopefully how to eradicate it.
Sport has long been a beacon for progress in our society. Our greatest athletes have subverted cliches and destroyed prejudice. But society's problems are reflected in sport.
It's 50,000 people in the stand that are abusing one player for a certain colour of skin or race.
For me, what you see in football is a part of what you can see in real life.
Racism is something that's endemic within our society, unfortunately.
It's not just at the professional game. I know boys who've gone out to play for their local side.